Oh, he's nervous. He's very nervous. Yeah, he's quite nervous. Poor guy. Okay. Hey there, and welcome to this Day 2 campaign of USA vs Germany. Today we are defending La Vallée. So in Day 1 we attacked it, in Day 2 we are defending it, and today we are bringing 2 Brownings, an anti-tank gun, a rifle squad, a recon squad, and a tank crew for salvage, 1 set of engineers just to set up sandbags and basic fortifications, and then a mortar, a 40mm automatic gun or AA gun. This is pretty good for early game. It is quite effective against light armor with AP and HE shells. And then we've got a regular 45th Division rifle squad. This is just for extra so that I can increase the manpower points and try to get the enemy to bring as much as they can. I've actually run out of resources, so I can't bring any more, so I'm bringing as much as I can. And then we're bringing an MG34 that we snatched from the Germans. So with that out the way, let's get going. Just pause the map and have a look. Point C here. They are coming from the northwest. And then we've got point A here. I think it's pretty obvious I'm going to defend point C. It's going to be a bit easier. So we'll set up on the hill here. And so I didn't bring any engineering trucks, so there's not going to be mines on this one. I'm just going to shoot as much as I can and then collect afterwards. America's quite an expensive nation, as I'm learning. So every bit of salvage helps. So what I'm going to do is set up and then I'll be back in a second. Alright, so I thought I'd share what I'm doing here. I'm busy making holes in the walls so that I can have line of sight of the position from where I'm setting up. Just for my guns. So we knock all of these down with our Jeep of Invincibility, which can smash through brick walls, which is just fine by me. And what that'll do is that'll open up the line of sight from these bushes if I stick guns in. Technically I can shoot over, but on ground level it helps to have a clearer line of sight. And I've done that over here. I've knocked some of these walls down, but I will show you what I've done once it's completed. Alright, let's have a look at what I've done here. There are 3 spawn spots in the northeast. They are going to largely stream for A and C. So there's a lot of them that are going to consolidate on the road in terms of vehicles. They're likely to come down here. And what I'm going to do, or what I have done, is try to break the flow. So I've put tank traps along here and then barbed wire fence. They may go around here, but it's probably, or hopefully, a small minority that actually do try to path around here. And then I've got barbed wire. What I'm wanting is the infantry to spill out through here. But either way, they will be under fire from the MG34 sitting in the bush here. So I've checked the line of sight of all of these units and they seem okay, given that I've dropped sandbags. What I did was I arced or aimed the gun on the south side or the downslope, dropped the sandbags here just for partial coverage. So I haven't verified it, but I think just by virtue of being in proximity, there's a probabilistic cover value, not necessarily a physicality one, but I need to double check that. So I get partial coverage essentially. I get the benefit without having to deal with the nightmare of the sandbags typically blocking the placement. And then I've just dotted foxholes along long flat stretches. So I've tried to make sure, although I haven't always succeeded, that there's no obstacles. You can notice I've put most of the foxholes on the top of the hills where I could. Obviously these guys are a little bit exposed because they've got a little bit of backing. If shell misses, they'll get hit. But here you can see I've put the foxholes right on top of the lining of the hill. So if shells miss, they'll fly over and not necessarily kill my men. And then I've put just barbed wire fence here to be an arsehole to the AR and hope that I can shoot over, and that'll force the AR to consolidate. I actually need to move this guy soon. And then I've moved some scouts into the bush here, armed with MP5s that I've salvaged. Oh, one more thing. Let me just face this guy. I found that sometimes when like a 45mm gun sneaks along and there's nobody nearby, I can quickly run him out, kill the crew, and then get back into a hiding spot. That just saves me having to go toe-to-toe with a anti-tank gun at 160 meters. And I'm largely doing the same here, although I hope he gets to that bush in time. And I've done it in a way that is out of the path of the AR. So they're likely going to move along here. So he isn't in the way of any pathing. So he shouldn't get spotted, and I can peek on the edge of what I think is going to be a bit of a flow. It just gives me prep time. You'll also notice that I didn't have any defense level 1. So I'm trying to save defense points. So I didn't put a point into defense level 1. So in the first video for the US I did, I made some comments about the wall vaulting. Well, the very next day, the developers dropped a patch to basically allow soldiers to auto vault, which is and in first person, which is amazing. Now that's got nothing to do with me. I mean, nobody's like, they're not, you know, I'm inconsequential, but it was just good timing. So just as I start the campaign, they've put in a good patch. Okay, all right, here they come. Okay, come on, that's right. Got it. Single shot. Hold on. That's good. Stay low. So when they come through here, at least I have a line of sight. The wall isn't going to block any of our machine gunners. They're moving in. That's fine. Okay. Wow. Let me open up here. I'm gonna let the machine gunner shoot. And this one. It's the AA gun. I need to get that guy. I'm not gonna get through. Stop shooting. I'm in a bit of a spot here. How much coverage have I got? He's going to have to come closer. Just wondering what I'm going to do about that 45. Okay, I can shoot the 45 from a distance, and I need that tank gun right now. Not HE. Got the one. There we go. That's been disabled. Bang. Yeah. Just getting shredded. I got an MG42. Hold on now. We need to just... Got another one here. Okay, the AA gun's got that. I need that anti-tank gun right now. Come on. He needs to stop firing just to hide himself. I'm going to chuck a smoke just to protect our guys. AA gun cleaning up there. Okay, here he comes. Perfect. Yeah, scout car finished. Switch you back on, buddy. Help with the cleanup. Oh, we've got a placement coming. Oh dear. Mortar should help, yeah. Okay. Got another placement right here. What is that? MG42? It's a 2.8. Okay. Another... Okay, so this is what I was referring to, why I've got a scout in the bush. I'm going to wait for him to come around, and then I'm going to I'm gonna rush them. Hopefully there's no one else behind them. Oh wait, we got bigger problems here. MG42. Where's that tank gun? Can we reach? Yes, we can. Change to HE quickly. Come on. Sort it out. And we've got us a 2.8 to sell after the round. Okay, let's just switch off our gunner. This guy's very vulnerable. And every time he shoots, he reveals himself. That's why these guys stop over here and not down here. They see him and they start shooting him, which is why I switch him off. I want them to come around the corner. While that's happening, let me move this. This space. Oof, there's not much coverage for it. It's a bit desperate, but let me grab an engineer and knock up a wall as quickly as I can. I need a wall for the AA gun. Come on, come on, come on. The one. Got you. Okay, then there's a 45 now. Where'd he go? There it is. Okay, the wall is up. I mean, these guys are getting wrecked. That 45, what is he shooting at? Oh, he's just shooting at my soldiers. Just wait a minute, I'm being a bit dense. I can actually shoot him. There we go. 120 meters, yeah, I was within range. Okay, I haven't lost any scouts yet, that's pretty good. This one ducked into the bush, very grateful for that. He was so close. They got very close to him. So vehicles, I think, have a more limited range in terms of line of sight. Infantry, however, have a better spot someone in the bush ability than vehicles. So he did. There was a vehicle here, but he was surrounded with a lot soldiers, and miraculously he didn't get spotted. Let me move that mortar up here behind the hill. It's pretty safe. Yeah, just going to get it a bit closer to help with the northwest. The ammo situation looking like topped up, all good. Perfect. Just in time. Let's get that deployed. We can have a go. Oh, there they are. Check the proximity. Ooh, let's see. Should be fine. There's the line. Yeah, no chance. Yeah, here comes another wave. Oh, okay. Grab that gun. Okay, I'm gonna switch him to auto fire. Just keep an eye there. Trust his judgment. I'll watch what's going on this side. Can't seem to reach it. Okay, I got it. He wants. They want. Okay. Ah, guys. That's why we can't have nice things. I had to destroy it. Kept taking it. Okay, and this has been repurposed, and what we can do is grab Mr. Browning, who hasn't been spotted by this yet, so this time we'll be able to get it. See, there we go. Got it. Oh, there's another one here. Something was shooting at me from this direction. It might have been on the right side, although I don't see how the line... Oh, there it is. Another 2.7 or 2.8. Okay, it's just Shift Q or attack ground on this building to hold this fog of war open while I... never mind, hold on. So this guy, 2.8, they can't see me, I can see them. Oh, he's nervous. He's very nervous. Yeah, he's quite nervous. Poor guy. Okay. What I'll have to do... Yeah, I'm in range. If that Browning starts shooting at this guy, he'll shoot back and kill me. I might have to Rambo this. I didn't bring a sniper. That would have solved the situation. Let me get the scout, actually. Keep an eye out for any other placements. Often in the salvage after the matches, which I don't usually record, it's a matter of hide and seek. You can pop around a corner and you're staring down the barrel of a 45 and you get taken out. So... The reason I've taken control of him is because I can press shift and he can power crawl faster. But I am behind an obstacle, so even if they do spot me in turn, which I doubt, they can't shoot me. There we go. Yep. Alright, the mission is complete. So I've already started the salvage operation and we've got a couple of things, largely scout cars. But it's more the machine guns that I'm actually interested in. So the MP40s and the MG34s, and maybe if we're lucky, MG42. I have noticed they've started bringing in MG42s. So we'll grab that and we'll grab this Warren and Ernest. So how did this work out? I think it worked out quite well. I think the timing of this position, this was probably, it was the perfect distance, although I had to switch it off, otherwise we ended up in stalemates over here. I was lucky that placement stopped right here on the 120 meter range, and that allowed this to reach them, which was very lucky. Had these foxholes been a bit closer, the placements would have stopped a bit further back out of reach of this, so it was just on the dot. And if that wasn't the case, this guy would have probably been shot to pieces because we just wouldn't have been able to reach the placements. So anyway, that's the power of ambushing and bushes. Ambushing is a strong word, but letting the enemy come closer to you, at least in an infantry context. So yeah, I suppose you could do the same with tanks. Something I've started to lean on more. Hide things in bushes and then wait until things are in range or well within range and then start opening up. The foxholes effectively are just distractions. So the enemy will get close, they see the foxholes, they don't see all the placements up front. It's risky, obviously, but I get to have the first shot, and that's probably the most important thing. As long as there's one or two placements or one or two vehicles at a time, I can handle it. With these little guns, these little AT guns, they reload quick, so I can handle one or two. Suppose if it was a 90 mil, it wouldn't work out because they take for ages to reload. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'll be right back. Alright, the salvage is done. So what have we got? We've got 3 scout cars, SDKs, 221s. And we've got a panzer nest, a armored car for carrying troops, 2.8 gun. Let's see what it's got actually. I think it's got APCR. Yeah, I don't know what NR is. APCNR. I'll have to check what that is. But I think it's the APCR variant. Armor piercing composite rigid. I'm not sure what the N is. And then, yeah, we've got 2 of those and an MG34. I think. Let's have a look here. Yeah, MG34. Surprisingly, nobody dropped any MG34s or 42s, so they didn't send any infantry. There might have been some here, but they've despawned. I would say that if I could give an award out, I would give it to this Browning here. Or, oh, not this one. This one. Step out of the bush, guys, and say hello to everyone. Warren and Ernest. Warren and Ernest played a critical role in taking out placements that decided to attack our foxhole. So it would have been quite complicated if they were not there. So all worked out. All right, we lost 1 soldier, and I don't know where we lost him. I should have actually pressed V to look at for the yellow corpse. But yeah, we lost 1 guy, and they lost a heck of a lot, 198. We did this without mines, largely infantry combat and hidden placements, and it all worked out actually quite well. So let's look at how everyone performed. Okay, 37mm gun. Got a lot of kills. It was taking out that 2.8 multiple times and eventually killing the crew and everyone who's trying to salvage it ultimately. But yeah, it got a lot of vehicle kills. Took out a lot of the STKs that are coming our way from the north east, I think. Yeah. And then the Browning, wow, 97. This must have been Warren and Ernest. Or, yeah, I think it was. Because it was a mix between Warren and Ernest and the Browning by the anti-tank gun, because the mortar hadn't arrived at that point. It was too out of range. So the mortar only started kicking into towards the last quarter, I'd say. So it was probably the Browning doing a lot of the work. And then our infantry picking up the slack. And then the 40mm automatic gun, the M1, took out 4 vehicles on the west side, northwest, east side. Those units that were coming down the road and getting blocked by tank traps. And then there's actually everyone performed very, very well. I also armed everyone with MG34s and 142. So it goes a long way, especially in the early stages of the war, if your men have a lot of machine gun ammo and a lot of machine guns. And so it paid off parking in the foxholes. And then the MG34 covering the east. And then the mortar picking up. And then I want to say drop off, but there is no drop off. Everyone did really well. But it really wasn't down to the infantry. It was really up for the placements to do the work. But the infantry did their part. So I want to say thank you very much. Strangely enough, the internet is down tonight, so I couldn't go through all the comments and acknowledge them. There's been a lot of great comments, and there are a lot of regulars who watch and put comments down and give technical details and things like that. And I would have had a notepad up next to me and would have actually acknowledged them, but I'll do that in the next video. So thank you very much if you've made it this far and you've watched all the way. I appreciate the views and the engagement, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.